So you've been part of this journey, let's say later on in your life. I'm not calling you old. Right? I'm not calling you old, right? Your goal is to take the $100 into what?
$1 million.
Sick. That's fucking crazy.
I only need 13 to 15 good trades.
How much did you have in the balance?
4,000. It hit that daily support, and I only risked 1,000.
So you risked 1,000, you made
I was risking 25%. We're trying to build an empire.
You can't flip an account forever. You can't turn $100 to $1 million every month or every 3 months. Because you can really try extremely hard to be a trader, but if you don't have that in you to be ready to lose every single day, not knowing when you're going to succeed, this is not meant for you. So yeah, literally as soon as we pull up on that, well, before anything, welcome to the Swing Trade Lab podcast. We have here a familiar face. As soon as I saw him, I was like, dude, I know you. He's like, bro, we've never met. It's like, what the fuck? You've been on multiple podcasts.
Yep.
And there's actually like a clip. I think it's a viral clip where they asked you in the podcast, they're like, yo, like, what's the best strategy out there? And I know you've used Swaggies.
Med charts.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, what's like your favorite mentors? And like, I think Alex G's got to be in my top.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably why it went viral.
And that one went viral, and now we're here. So first of all, appreciate you for coming all the way from Idaho, which is in the middle of nowhere.
People say that it's like a hidden gem.
Literally,
don't come there.
If you search up right now on Google Maps, Idaho, it's just in the middle of the United States. Like, it's not a tourist place. Nobody goes there to.
People are moving there.
People move there, exactly. When I was like, I'm gonna go on vacation to Idaho.
Nobody would ever say that.
Which is almost good for the locals, for you guys out there. You guys only have yourself here in Miami. It's fucking crazy and stuff.
We were downtown, and it's crazy downtown here.
So I want to go over a couple of things because, as you know, every single time we do a pod, there's always a pod before the pod, right? Which is as soon as we start talking and chopping things up.
Yeah, right.
So it's like,
oh, mic's not on.
No, yeah. So we kind of explain some things, and so obviously right now I'm doing the 100 to the mill challenge right now.
Yep.
I'm on week 4 of this recording. Who knows when this will get uploaded? And I just had my first losing streak in the challenge. I know you just said that you turned the $100 into what?
20K.
How?
In 3 weeks.
Okay, so how? Because so you started 2 weeks after me.
A week after you.
A week after.
I'm 3 weeks in.
So
I'm on week 3.
So you took trade. So you were mentioning earlier that you were taking NZD USD.
Yep.
And you were taking out that low. So I know exactly where you were looking at trade, right? Because
Sunday
night. We break down the trades every single Sunday. And why did you end up taking that trade? I didn't take it just because probably time zone. I think you have a better time zone than I do.
Yeah, I'm 2 hours behind you.
So you did have a little bit better.
It was 12:30 when that market drop was.
Exactly. So I was knocked out at that time. It was
like
3 a.m. here, which is so annoying. I do miss a lot of markets because of that time zone, but it is what it is. I do have like, I guess, the good New York session, but I'd rather have the good London session, honestly.
It's nice because I only have to stay up till 1 a.m. for London.
And now this was your first losing week, right? You said that you lost now. Where's the account now?
Like 10.
10K?
Which I'm still up. My goal this week was 4 to 8.
Okay.
Because I started this week at 4.
Okay.
4K.
So your goal is to take the $100 into what?
$1 million.
Sick. That's fucking crazy. Okay.
My goal is the end of the year.
The 100. Okay. Take the $100 to the $1 million by the end of the year.
Because I figure I only need 13 to 15 good trades for like a 2 to 5.
Exactly.
And then I'll put it in a ledger.
Yeah, of course. So let's give people some context, right? So
yeah.
Obviously, it's a crazy challenge, and you're very confident about it. You're sounding super nonchalant about it, which is good. It's how you're supposed to be. You literally are portraying the exact characteristics a person has to have to become a profitable trader. You have to be extremely stoic. So let's take it back a little bit, right? So you've probably shared your story on multiple podcasts, so it might be a little bit redundant, but I'm sure there's a new audience out here that might want to know your story. So talk to us, before you got started. How old are you? Where you come from? A little bit of everything.
I'm from Idaho, 36 years old, 37 next month. I grew up in Idaho. I grew up a collegiate athlete, went to college for track and field. So I've said this before, but like I think being an athlete, you learn discipline. So I kind of just carried that over in my life. Very relaxed discipline though. So when I found trading, it was through IML in 2020.
Like everybody.
My friend was posting profits through pocket options, and I went to a meeting, and he was trying to suck me in, of course, and sign up. And I was like, I don't think I need to pay $300 a month for somebody to teach me this. So I went home, YouTube, of course. And from there, I mean, the journey's long.
Yeah.
It's been a long 4 years,
Yeah.
just going from course to course, Mamba, Swaggy. I was in a Pirates group. That's how I got onto TFT with the prop funds. I actually only found you. I've been watching your stories for a while, but I only bought your course like a year ago, and I watched the first couple of courses, and I went like right to the golden video. It was like I understand structure.
Of course.
I understand all this. I was just looking for your entries, because my entry model was impulse, correction, impulse. So on the 4-hour and daily.
Okay.
So push up or push down, strong push up, retracement, the correction, and then it's gonna impulse again to the down or upside.
Exactly.
But the way you're trading, you get in before
the impulse.
with the engulfing and the retracement.
The shit destruction and all that, yeah.
So, and I don't know if they should know that on the podcast.
I mean,
but I'm trying to keep it kind of vague, but
no, like you could literally say it, people won't get it.
okay.
They'd have to see the videos. It'll be impossible.
So you're in before I am in, so I'm able to get a better entry with the set and forget strategy. That way, I could take 2 entries on the higher time frame.
Sick. So then how long did it take you more or less to kind of understand it? Because at the beginning, it's a new language, right? So you don't really understand. Market structure is key to everything. Yep. So how long did it take you to grasp that concept?
I think the person actually who taught me market structure the best was Ment.
Okay. I've seen his stuff, yeah.
He's crazy.
He's good.
He's like what I want to be, like a secret millionaire.
Okay, cool.
But he's a teacher. I don't want to teach. It's not my thing. But I think that was my clicking moment, was MentFX's structures courses.
How long into the journey was that?
A couple years ago.
So like 2 years into the journey, you're kind of stuck. That's kind of how long it takes for
where
everybody.
It clicked. And I'm just so passionate about it. I'm learning other things. My wife and I, we're entrepreneurs. We still have jobs, but we have 3 businesses on the side.
Okay.
So we're always looking for something to get us out of our jobs, because we want to retire early.
Well, I've seen your podcasts out there from prop firms that you've made a good amount of money. Like, how much money have you say you've made collectively across your whole journey from firms?
Probably right under 40K.
Okay.
So nothing crazy. But for me, the journey is not a sprint.
Of course.
I'm going to take my time. I'm going to let the markets come to me. So it's going to happen. I'm confident about it. It's just, I know it's going to take some time, especially how I'm doing it right now with the personal account. But like I said before, it's 15 good trades.
So a lot of beginner traders, when they get into the journey, right, they want to go straight to the prop firm. It's the most attractive option, right? Because a lot of people, they think they have the skill set, then they think they need money to become successful. The whole reason why I'm doing the 100 to the mill is to kind of bust that myth that you need money to become successful. You really, like, you do to a certain extent to kind of like understand it at the beginning, but not really, right? Your first initial approach was prop firms.
Yeah, that was like, I thought that was like the golden ticket.
Okay.
I thought it was like, I'm never going to have $100,000 to put in a personal account. So trade with their capital in the simulated markets, get payouts, and then grow mine to 100K with payouts, like you and like Lambo has done. So that's kind of like the foundational, what I first started with. So I think that's what's really drawing people to prop firms.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But in my mindset now, you don't need them.
No.
If you know what you're doing and you're confident.
Because it's like, it's a very attractive model. And a lot of people think that, you're supposed to only trade prop firms in order to actually become successful, because you have to risk the 1-2%. But realistically, the 1-2% is good. Don't get me wrong, but there's other ways to do it. I think if obviously you go funded route, that's the only way for you to pass the challenge. If not, you're gonna obviously reach like the max limit, max loss.
Yeah, max allocation.
But a lot of people now say, oh, you're flipping an account, that's degenerate, that's not sustainable. What are your thoughts on that?
With it not being sustainable?
Yeah.
I'm kind of a victim of the prop firms with them closing down.
Yeah.
So
that's not sustainable either. So
I think the business model is hard because for them to succeed, they need people to fail.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's like bringing on employees and then tell them, I need you to keep making mistakes for me to grow my company.
Yeah.
And that's, if I look at it that way, that's not something I want to be a part of.
Of course. Well, the prop space, there's 2 different ways how you could run it. You could run it that model, which at the end of the day is just like a casino. Basically, the casino has 7 to 12% odds. Let's say on slot machines or on table games, they have 2-3%. They run the whole prop game on that business percentage model, which it's very risky because you're giving traders leverage, right? Casinos, they cap you on how much you can bet, on how much you can, double on or whatever, right? How much you can spin on the machine. So they have that risk perfectly calculated. What happened in the trading space is that they had that math calculated, but they didn't account for leverage and risk to reward. So you put those 2 things together, and the firms who are running it that way completely fell, which is what everybody saw, that kind of everybody collapsed and stuff. But then there's the other way that you actually, so there's actually a lot of data behind, like,
yeah.
if imagine a firm with like Rocket has like hundreds of thousands of traders, like there's so much data in there that you just build one strategy off of that. And that strategy alone just makes money with everything. You get me? So you just create like one mass account. So the business side of it is interesting if you're on the right type of business. If you're on like a shitty one, obviously it sucks, right? But when it comes to like sustainability, you can't flip an account forever. You can't turn $100 to a mil every month or every 3 months. Like, like literally right now, this week, we both lost this week. You just lost 50% of your account.
Yep.
I lost like 40% of my account, more or less. That sucks, right? Nobody wants to lose that within a week or two of the account. So what would you say to people out there that want to become successful in trading by flipping an account and not going the prop route? Like what would be the right way to do it?
I'd say going into it, a personal journey like that, it's really emotional. So having your emotions right first, and then knowing you will take losses. So you may have a good 4 weeks and then a really shitty week.
And then 1 week just does it off.
Where you lose 50% of the account.
Yeah.
But you have to know that as long as you're steady with your trading plan and you're learning from your mistakes, I think anybody could do it that has the interest and passion for it.
And then the risk management behind it.
Risk management, yeah.
So what would you risk? Like right now, you took the $100 to 20K. How much did you have to risk to get to that point?
The first couple of trades was 100%.
Of course.
The NZD USD one, I got real lucky.
Yeah.
it hit that daily support, and I only risked 1,000 and made 14K.
How much did you have in the balance?
4,000.
4,000. So you risked 1,000. You made 14K.
I was risking 25%.
So then you had like a 1 to 10 risk to reward.
Yep.
So that's like really set and forgetting the trade. Holy shit, that's pretty good.
I was out Tuesday.
Sick.
I think it's still kind of trailing up, but I just trailed my losses or trailed my stop loss because I was like, I'm grabbing this 14K.
Of course.
Don't care if it comes back down.
Because truthfully, that's how kind of you should treat trading. You should treat trading as if they were just to be like a business opportunity. Great business opportunities don't come all the time, and when you get one, you want to make sure you ride it. You want to ride that wave as long as you can. And that's kind of what these high risk reward trades are. That's the whole real reason behind set and forget, honestly. The point of initially set and forget is when people, or at least me personally, when I would enter a trade really long time ago and they go into a little bit of profit, I don't want to just move my stops to break even, minimize risk, or if it goes like a 1-to-1, put my stop loss at 50%. If it goes 1-to-2, put my stop loss at a 1-to-1. Like, you're placing your stop loss off of a risk to reward that you adjusted, and it has nothing to do with the actual market structure of the market, which makes absolutely no sense.
I would say you could still move your stop loss based off structure.
Exactly, off structure, but not like risk to reward.
No. Oh no.
Yeah, so that's
no,
like
that would make it's
exactly
like putting it in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like your 1-to-1 could completely change if your stop loss was 10 pips to 20 pips. So it's completely irrelevant moving your stop loss to a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-1. You got to do it based off of structure, which is the reason why set and forget came out. It's like, dude, just literally let it hit your take profit, or let it hit your stop loss and set and forget. But now it's turned into something a lot bigger because you're literally set and forgetting the trade into it just stops. It just keeps going literally, like, if you follow the structure, the 15 to 30 minute, as soon as that structure has a shift, that's when it's going to start having a reversal, and you should start getting out of that trade at that point. That's kind of like the key kind of like secret to it, which a lot of people are already knowing about it. But the reasoning is because you want to minimize your losses, you never want to minimize your profits.
So the only thing you control is your losses.
Exactly. Like the whole point is you want to make money, so just set and forget the trade to the longest. So in this last week, right? So we were talking about it before. You're in the Discord, but you're not in the Discord.
I'm in the Discord because I bought the course.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I really wanted to be part of Sunday Swings. So I was like, if I get Sunday Swings, I could watch the course kind of, at my own pace.
Yeah.
But as far as being in the Discord right now, it's chaos.
It's a chaos.
I open it, I'm just like,
yeah.
Close.
So this literally confirms my theory, right? Because I don't know, there's thousands of traders in there in the private Discord, and I'm just like, dude, I don't know if I have really successful traders in here that just don't talk and they're just watching everything for entertainment, or if everybody in here is just beginners. And this kind of confirms my theory, right? Because the really successful traders are not in there chatting all day, gossiping.
So that would be my job.
Literally, yeah. You're just doing something else and not there. Because at the end of the day, that clogs people's minds. You get me? And it just confuses
Get a
people.
lot of too many biases.
Exactly. And like it kind of drives me crazy all the time when people are asking me, what do you think of this? What do you think of this? It's like, dude, I don't think anything. It's just watch the Sunday swings and then that's it. You know, you literally don't have to like be in here all day. It's, you know, it's a community, but it's not a big group chat. So that's kind of gotten out of context a little bit, but we're fixing it. So you don't see yourself engaging in communities like that to become successful, or did you need it at one point?
So me as a person, I'm kind of an introvert. Well, I call myself ambiverted.
What
So
does that mean? I don't
ambi
know.
is like ambidextrous, or ambidextrous, both right and left hand.
Okay.
So I'm both introverted and extroverted.
Okay.
I'm mostly introverted.
Okay.
When I'm extroverted is like when I'm drinking or.
Oh, you're wild.
So there's that wild Jekyll and Hyde type. But I'm just a natural introvert, so I don't need that like validation, I guess, or I don't need to be in the community. I feel like it would be a part of a job if I was trying to keep up with the community,
Yeah.
answering people's questions or giving my opinion. Because usually, you know, opinions are
It's
they're just opinions.
they're subjective to how the person feels at that very moment.
There's too much. I feel like there's too much emotions when you get, especially when you get too many people
Yeah.
in one setting. It's chaotic.
Because, you know, when we were winning these last couple of weeks, chat was fine. Everybody was happy. Everybody loved me.
Everybody's
you know?
coming out of the woodwork now.
Yeah, oof. Now, take one loss, everybody's going crazy. And that's good because it shows character. And I see it as the way of showing not who's real and who's not, but like who's really meant for this and who's not. Because you can really try extremely hard to be a trader, but if you don't have that in you to be ready to lose every single day, not knowing when you're going to succeed, knowing that 1 month is good, 1 month is bad, this is not meant for you. You literally have to be ready to have whatever outcome come and then you be happy with it.
Yep.
And moments like these that had just happened this week show who's that and who's not. Is there any point where you went through a moment like that you said, you know what, this journey is not for me?
Yeah. 2 years ago, it was around Thanksgiving. And when I first started, I was trying to grow a personal account because I didn't know about prop firms. So I grew like $100 to 2,000. Back then I was like, oh man,
It's crazy.
I'm
paid.
And then I took one bad trade, risking 100% of the account. And I was just like, throw my hands up in the air. I could use this time to learn a different skill and apply that elsewhere. So that a couple years ago is when I just like, I'm done. But it was always in the back of my mind, like the opportunity's there. I could still do it on the side. So I only took a few months off. I think beginning of the year, the next year is when I started again. And then right immediately after that, I found a prop firm.
Okay. Did you think that break kind of helped you or no?
I think it's important to take breaks. I think for anybody, I don't think you should be always trading because it just messes with your mind too much.
Of course.
For me, that break was good because I felt like I wasn't addicted to something.
Of course. Now, this 100 to the mill that you're doing right now, let's say you take it to 150K by 2 weeks, right? Just putting a wild number out there, whatever.
It's doable.
Definitely doable. Like if you take in 100K to 20,000 in 2 weeks, it's a lot harder to do that than to take 20K to 150.
Yes.
Like percentage wise,
Yep.
risk wise, psychology wise, it's a lot harder to do what you've done already. So to me, you already did it, you know, like the 20K to 100K. But hypothetically, let's say you get to the 100K, 150K. What are you risking to get to that 1 mil by the end of the year? Are you still risking 100%? Are you lowering your risk?
Probably 25%.
25%. Now,
I think 25% for me is a good amount to risk when it's larger capital, because if you hit, you got four tries,
of course.
and until you have zero again.
And then truthfully, 4 tries is more than enough.
It's plenty.
If you're patient enough. Like if you really are patient within the month, you will find a solid 4 tries,
Yeah.
honestly. How many trades do you think you're taking now within the month? Not scaling, just like the actual trade.
Probably 2 to 3 a week. I try to keep it 1 to 2.
Okay.
Unless
That's still on the higher side.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Unless I'm like feeling like frisky and I want to take a scalp.
Okay. So, but you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like you accept the risk that you're actually taking a counter trend trade or a higher risk trade.
One of the most key things that I've heard just kind of through my journey of mentors is when you press buy or sell, you're immediately accepting that stop loss risk.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if you're risking 25% in your mind, you should be telling yourself, I've lost 25% or $1,000 or whatever.
Whatever you're
As
risking.
soon as you hit that button. And then whatever it does, that it's up to the market.
Interesting. So you've been part of this journey, let's say later on in your life. Not calling you old. Right? I'm not calling you old, right? But you see all the guys, you see everybody that's here. We're definitely
young.
we're a younger crowd, right?
Yeah.
We're like in our 20s. Not calling you old, right?
I'm the old guy. No, except I have a 12-year-old, so he calls me that. He calls me boomer. I'm like the boomer generation.
But trading now is definitely been attracted to the younger generation,
Yes.
right? It's,
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like a new thing. So obviously you're a different generation, not an old generation.
I'm millennial.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you suggest to people out there that are not in the 20s and want to get into? Do you think it's still possible to do it?
I think for people that are my age, if they don't already have a career, they're probably not gonna want to learn something because I think people are lately, I don't think people are career minded anymore. There's a lot of entrepreneurs, but if people are already in a career, they're not going to want to learn a completely new skill to take their time away from the family or,
Of course.
different aspects of life. So, but if somebody was my age who wanted to start, I'd say you're not going to be take 3 or 4 years probably to get to where you're comfortable, and then maybe another couple years to get confident, and then from there, sky's the limit. But that's not attractive to people that are, mid 30s.
Yeah, I also feel like the information that is out there now is a lot different than 2020. Like the information out there is
for me, it's saturated.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. Like the information is just different. Like if you get the right spot, like let's say you only focus on one thing, and you have that extremely clear that if you only focus on this one thing, you'll become successful. That journey does shorten by far.
Definitely.
But if you start, getting creative and wanting to go to everybody at the same time, you're just extending your journey a lot longer. So you said that obviously people that are not in their 20s, they have families, they have jobs. How did you manage to study and do all that stuff while you actually had a job?
I'm really lucky. My job, I work for a family-owned company. So I go to an office and I go see clients. I work in home care. So when I go to the office, I'm sitting in front of my computer. So I have a lot of downtime. So that enabled me to watch courses at work, to watch the markets at work, to learn at work while I'm being paid, which a lot of people don't have that. So if I didn't have that, it would be a lot of long nights and a lot of time away from family, which then I don't know if I would have got into it because family is important.
Of course. Do you think like that work-life balance is big right now?
For me, my wife and I are so entrepreneurial minded that we just want to retire as quick as possible because we're getting old.
Bro, you're not old, bro. When do you plan to retire?
My wife's goal is 40.
Okay.
She's a year younger than me. I told her 45.
How much would you need to retire?
Well, so like in the bank account?
What? Yeah, like just, all right, I need this much and I'm good.
It's a big number, but 100 million.
100 million? Okay.
But we're trying to build an empire. Residual income is where it's at.
Of course.
So if I take trading and use it as a vehicle to start other businesses or invest elsewhere, Airbnbs, real estate, what have you, then I don't have to eventually trade. Then I'm just waiting for that check every month that people are paying.
Yeah.
So getting to the 100 million, it would not be just from trading. It would be through other streams of income.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that trading is an opportunity to make money, but it doesn't have to be the end all be all.
No.
It could be, you could only trade, but there's other avenues out there that you can use the money from trading to then invest into that. It would be a lot less stressful and a lot easier. You don't have to deal with it on trading. And that's where I say the younger generation kind of messes up because they don't think about that stuff. They don't think about, multiple sources of income. They think that's too hard. It's too difficult. But truthfully, if you only focus on trading and you're a full-time trader, you're going to have so much free time that you're going to almost need to get into this kind of stuff because just
you need something else.
Life just really does get boring, honestly. Like if you take a trade on Tuesday, how you said, and you made the 14K on Tuesday,
what do you do?
What do you do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? It's kind of bored all day. So I would definitely think that it should be a new thing that should be integrated into traders. It's like, yes, you can use trading to make money, but don't make it your career. Don't make it your end all be all because truthfully, the time that it is required is not what it seems. At the beginning it is, and this is where it gets confusing, right? Because at the beginning, like how do you explain that to somebody? How would you explain that to somebody? At the beginning,
it's just like with anything. Like if you're going to be a plumber or electrician, you got to go to school. You got to put in that 2 to 3, 4 years. You're showing up every day, like you're clocking in like a job. So you're putting in those hours. It's like to master craft, you have to do 1,000 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to put in the time. And then once you get the career, then you could, go to start a business. And then since you know everything about the business, you start the business and then you hire everybody else who does the job for you.
Of course.
And then you're the business owner, owns the business, and then you don't have to work as hard as before.
Of course.
That's just, I would have never thought that way in my 20s.
Yeah.
I think a great guy to look at who worked his ass off when he was young was Gary Vee. Like, he didn't do anything in his 20s. He built his empire. And so now he's fine.
Oh, he's chilling now.
And now he could do whatever he wants because
Exactly, yeah.
he, from 18 to 30, he was building an empire. And people just want to go out and have fun. And I get it. It's hard to explain that to somebody when they're young because that's all they want to do. But if they were my age, looking back, if you've had my mindset of going forward, you'd be a lot farther in 10 years.
Did you have that mindset back then, or were you just having fun back then?
No, I think my wife's a big supporter of me and anything I want to do. So it kind of came along when I met her. So we met in 2016. I started trading in 2020. So she's just like, I want you to find something that's yours. Like,
so for you, it was kind of backwards. You had the fun, and then now is when you got into it.
Yeah,
So
I would take it back. I mean, I had fun. It was great, but if I could go back 10 years, even just 10 years or even 5 years, just knowing what I know now, but it's not something you can teach. You can't teach experience, and knowledge takes time.
And honestly, opportunity probably 10 years ago would have not been what it is now. So you would have probably tried it. There's not enough information. Probably just stopped. So I'd say everything happens for a reason. You know? I wouldn't say there's a bad thing.
Funny.
So when it comes to your routine, right, of turning $100 into $1 million
Sure.
now, what's your routine? Same thing? What are you doing different?
No, I mean, it's pretty much stayed the same. We're early risers, so we get up early. So for me, 6 a.m. is 8 a.m. here.
8 a.m. here.
So at 6 a.m., I'm already looking at the markets, and it's 8 here. So I like the time where I'm at, because by 7:30, pretty much the markets are open, and rolling with New York. So I just trade right before work. I go to work at 9, and then I could watch my trades at work. It's not a big deal. And I work, and then I come home. Usually Tokyo session, unless something's really juicy. I'll wait until London, which is 1 a.m. And then if I'm in a trade, I'll stay up and maybe watch it. But past that, I'll just go to bed.
Set and forget.
Yeah.
So and you wake up the next day.
Yeah.
Either stop loss or take profit. Either one of them is gonna.
Well, like going back forwards, it's gonna hit one of the two.
For sure, yeah.
Guaranteed.
That's a guarantee.
Yeah.
So when you go to work and stuff, do your coworkers know what you're doing, or you're just like on your own there?
I mean, they know. I mean, I had to take work off for this. It's funny. Santi was like, "Hey, can you come Wednesday?" And I was like, "I gotta ask my boss." And I put my head around the corner. I was like, "Hey, can I go to Miami Wednesday?" And she's like, "Sure," because it's super chill. My work. There's only like 8 of us in the office.
Okay.
It's family owned, so my boss is the owner. She's the admin and the owner of the company. So it's really chill. I don't think they know the scale of it, of trading and the opportunities. But when I quit, they'll know.
And you plan to quit?
It's going to take a lot, because they treat us so well.
Yeah, of course.
We have unlimited PTO. I could take almost unlimited time off as long as I don't abuse it. The days go by quick if I'm busy. They pay for my health insurance and my wife's health insurance. She doesn't even work there. So it'll be hard to leave because I need to be set up first.
Of course. And it's like it's almost like another source of income. If you're not,
it's an easy
if
salary.
If it's a family-owned thing and you're using trading as another source, it's not a big thing. It's not stressful.
No.
And that's almost good because you're not stressed about it. A lot of issue with a lot of these traders is that they want to make money trading now and they're stressed about their job. They hate their job. They just hate life. They hate their whole situation. What would you say to somebody out there to get out of that situation and get put in something better where you want to have to wake up and be excited to what you're going to do? You're not going to want to wake up and hate what you have to do because then you're just simply dragging it and you're not enjoying the journey. Because truthfully, the journey is one of the funnest parts. Because when you get to the point where you are now, you're just like, shit, what's the next thing? But you kind of missed out at the beginning, which is fun when you look back at it, depending what part of the journey you are.
Getting through the struggles is fun looking back, but not going through it.
It's very humbling experience. So what would you say to somebody out there that's not in the best situation to then get into a situation like that?
I think for anybody, it's find something you enjoy doing as far as a job goes. So then everything on the side is not stressful as well. Because trading is stressful, it's emotional, it's lonely. I mean, it's just you and the computer, you and your phone, unless you're in a community. But at the end of the day, it's just you and the markets. So as far as like letting somebody know what they should do is use it as a vehicle. So look at it as it's not going to be potentially something that gets me out of my job, but it may help me open a different business,
Of course.
or something else on the side.
And then would you say that this would be your, how do I say this? Like, let me see let me see how I put this together. Do you think trading built the person that you're going to become in the next 10 years, or you were already in the trajectory of becoming that person in the next 10 years? So you have ideas, to retire soon. Did trading get you to that mindset? Have you always had that? Or is that something new that you now thought of because of the opportunities trading gives you?
It was before trading. So I got into like getting my securities license and getting people like geared up for retirement before I found trading. So I knew that if I wanted to retire, I knew what number in my head I would need to get every month when I'm retired. Like if I wanted 20 grand a month, how much money would I need to survive another 50 years?
Of course.
So I don't think people look at it that way, is how much money will you want when you retire not working? So because I thought of that, or I thought that way, with trading was just another way I could get to that goal faster.
And then this whole retiring thing, like for what? Like, what do you have hobbies? Like, what is your plan to do once
Travel.
you retire? Travel.
There's so much I haven't seen. I mean, if I got tired of traveling, I've probably lived a good life, and it would be a long ways from now if I could do it right now.
Of course.
Or just, life experiences, showing and being with my family, going to Rome or Australia or Italy, or, providing those memories for them.
Of course.
They could, for me and my wife, it's like we want to build a legacy where we leave like a trust fund behind for multiple generational wealth that we started. Like we shifted our family's structure for
Because
wealth.
I'm guessing your family didn't come from.
No, I mean, we didn't grow up like poor. We got everything we needed, but it wasn't like we were, in multi-million-dollar homes.
Of course.
But I wouldn't say it was like a bad growing up. It was fine.
Just average, just
It was
normal.
an average. I was in that fleet, and I didn't do well in school because I just kind of coasted by. Well, I did okay in school, but I didn't want to do well in school because I just wanted to focus on sports.
And then your friends, when you were kind of getting started into this, what did they say? Because sometimes that influences for positively or negatively.
Really, none of my friends know how to trade. In Idaho, I don't know anybody who trades.
I can imagine. Go on the map and search up where Idaho is. So you guys have an idea.
Boise, Idaho.
Boise, Idaho.
That's the capital city.
Okay, so that's like not that, like you're not that far out there. Like you're not.
Oh, no. I mean, we still have, the whole state probably only has 2 million people, 2 or 3. In Boise, there's probably, I don't know, 300,000 or 400,000 maybe.
Yeah, really small town.
So, but for us, that's big. So when you come here and there's like, the skyscraper stuff, we have a few, but they're not that tall.
Yeah, you guys probably have no traffic ever.
No, I could get downtown from my house in 12 minutes and I'm like, I don't know, 5 miles away.
Yeah.
But there's no traffic.
Yeah, there's no traffic ever.
And when there is traffic, it's not traffic like people would experience here.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be like, oh, this is traffic. And they're like, this is not traffic.
Dude, to get home, it'll take me like an hour and a half from here with traffic.
I get home in 12 minutes.
That's crazy. So your friends never influenced in your journey at all?
Just that first friend from high school. It was just kind of an acquaintance from high school. Seeing that he did IML. I don't think he's trading anymore because he hasn't posted anything.
Of course.
But he was in IML. They didn't really do much for your journey. So past me, though, none of my friends really, again, I like to keep like business and pleasure separate. So like
Cool.
I could have friends. We all do have different careers, but we don't have to talk about business.
Cool. That's cool. That's really good. So when it comes to the social media side of it, because you said that your friend was posting about, this lifestyle or whatever stuff, would you say that helped your trading or that it made it worse? Because a lot of traders get FOMO when they see another trader make double the amount they did on the same trade. They're like, you know what, I should have risked more. I should have done this more. Did that affect you?
In the beginning, yeah. For me, like how I look at it is like you and I could take the same trade when you had your big personal account, and we could have the same analysis, and I'll make, you know, $400 and you're making like 130K. Take the same trade, but you have to look at it as because I have that knowledge, I'm taking the same trade as you because I see it the same. Eventually, I will get to the point of where you're at.
I would look at it over percentage versus dollars. Because if you were to have the same account that I did and you risk the same percentage, you're making the same amount of money.
It's the exact same trade.
It's the same trade, exactly. Because it's more of the percentage game than the dollars. It's how you get to that dollar. So you don't plan to trade anymore with prop firms at all? No, right? So you just want to go straight personal account.
The goal is to get $1 million, pull out 9, keep 100 in the personal account, and then
just go crazy with that 100.
And just keep 25%, hit a 1 to 4, you know, maybe once a week or maybe a couple times a month, even on 100K.
Yeah, because if you realistically get if you get one solid trade risking 25%, that's 25,000. You get another 1 to 10, that's $250,000. You just flipped it 2.5x. Getting a 1 to 10 is not going to say it's easy, right?
Well, the market doesn't crash all the time.
Exactly.
That was very lucky.
And that's the other thing. I think that the start to this 100 to the mil is it's great, right, for the whole journey, but I think it's bad for new traders that are entering this journey.
Yeah, no, they shouldn't do that.
They shouldn't do that, and I also feel like they shouldn't be seeing that because it's not a reality. Like, you're getting these ginormous candlesticks that literally engulf months of price, and you look to the left that have not even happened. And traders think that, oh, wow, I can start with $100 and take it to 15K in 3 weeks. Like, it's actually that easy. They're like, yes, but the market hasn't had those movements in years. So it was, I would say it's almost perfect timing when I decided to start this challenge, and then the way the market has moved. Yeah. It's pure coincidence. But I'm like, you know, I've been trying to transfer this message across that I don't want to say it's lucky because it's not luck, right? Because I clearly know exactly, you know, I know what I'm doing. But it's just more of a coincidence that these major moves are happening at such precise times, which is coincidentally having the outcome on the account. So when you decide to now take your next trade right after these losing trades, it's just something you're going to change, or you're going to do the exact same approach?
No, because again, I take the risk.
I like that. I always try and angle the question in different ways to see if like traders change it, and you literally answer it the same, you know, because that's how it's supposed to be.
Well, you have to know what your trading plan is. You're sticking to it, and it won't change even when, you know, I'm risking 25K, because 25K or 2,500, it's still the same risk.
Are you taking just one position, or are you breaking down the position?
No, I don't scale in.
You don't scale in? Yeah, same. I mean, I do sometimes, but it's not ideal.
I would take like 2 positions at the same entry point, so then I could TP one of them earlier. But
something that I would recommend, this is just, you know, personal experience.
Sure.
When you start getting to, you know, higher lot size, that's why I'm looking to change to a new broker now. Yeah, when you start getting to like these exactly. You got to break down the trade. You're just not going to take a 500 lot trade. Your slippage, you're fucked, right? So like the market's just going to slip you out of it. So you got to enter like 80, 90, 50, 70.
That makes sense. Exactly. Why you had so many trades.
Yeah, people ask
that just clicked.
Yeah.
I'm like, why does he have 6 trades open at 90?
Because literally,
that makes sense.
I could take a 700 lot. It'll take 30 seconds to go through. Like, I literally click buy or sell, and it'll just load. Nothing will happen. And when it does happen, I'm out by like 15, 20 pips. Because, you know, like the broker has to process all that. But, you know, you go 50 lots, 40 lots, 60, you know, within like 20 to 30 second different market movements, you're good. You know, you'll enter in at a much better pricing. Sometimes even better, because then like those 2 minutes, you know, price can fluctuate a little bit up, get a better entry. Sometimes it could be worse, you know, a little bit down.
So, yeah.
But I'd rather get that than slippage. You know, I hate the slippage.
That totally makes sense. It's all clicking now as soon as you said that.
Yeah.
So now I'm glad I know that for when I get to that point. I'm not doing like 250 lots all at once.
Yeah, and it's once you get to the next level in your trading career, there's gonna be a lot of things that are gonna click that you're like, damn, I never even realized it when I was in the previous level. But now that when you're on this level, it just becomes so normal.
Yeah.
And I can say these things, but then it just won't click for some people because they haven't even gotten to the level where this is their conversation for the next one. You know, it's just there's just levels to everything, and then people are skating, and you're definitely on trajectory to now enter that next level. Just the way you just carry yourself, you're ready to lose or you're ready to win. Like you're here for the journey.
For me, I just have the confidence now. Again, like my wife's super supportive. Win or lose, like I told her last this week, she's like, "You're still up."
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're still up from 100.
So I mean, my goal was 8K this week, and I'm at 10, so I'm still up.
Oh, dude, you're up as fuck, dude.
So next week, if I take one good trade and I risk, I don't know, half of it, I could
so
make 20.
Your account's at 8K?
10.
10? Oh, okay.
My goal this week
was 8K.
Was 8, but I grew it to 20K this week, and I should have hid my phone from myself and picked it up Monday.
Yeah, no, it's okay, bro. You're up for the week, which is
No, I have no issues with losing because I know that there's so many opportunities in the market. It would be unfathomable to catch all of them.
Of course.
But because there's so many opportunities, you have that to win. And if you have an edge in the market, you're gonna win.
Agree 100%. Brother, I appreciate you for coming on the pod.
Course.
I want you to just leave traders out there, if you were to sum up your whole entire trading journey into one piece of advice that you could give them so they can take that with them and excel in their trading journey.
Sure.
One piece of advice.
I've said this before, but it's a marathon, not a sprint. So no, it's going to take time. Prop firm or personal, it's still going to take time. Learn from your mistakes, journal. It's good to keep a journal, even in just personal life too. Take your time, patience, let the market come to you. And then I guess just find a good community. I think a community could be important for a lot of people because they kind of need that lift to help support them.
Yeah. Because if you're in the middle of Idaho and you got nobody to talk to, you know,
nobody I know trades.
I know.
I think I showed my dad, like when I got into the prop firm space and I was like, I got a payout come in. And he's like, that's not real. And then so I sent him a screenshot of my bank account when it hit. I'm like, is this real?
What do you say?
He's like, okay, I believe you. And so he wants to learn, but like he's retired already.
Yeah.
It would be for him just like something to play with. Just kind of make a skill to learn when you're old.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just, just be persistent, be patient. It will work if you're passionate about it. And if you want it to work, you can succeed.
Fire. Appreciate you, brother, for
Yeah,
coming and sharing these insights. Thank you, brother. See you guys in the next episode. Hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys in the next one.